This is TWiT.
So good news for you, Jeff. The Chromebook rumors are starting, the rumor mill's starting to pound. Chromebook Eve, which we've been seeing in the OS commits, Chrome OS commits since last October, seems to be getting closer and closer. This would be, if it is what people think it is, a replacement for this Google Pixel, which we're all desperate to get. The Pixel has kind of run through its end of life at this point.
It has. I lugged mine here so I could do the show, and I love it dearly. But it's I'm waiting for the next
It would be
thing.
running the current 7th generation Kaby Lake processor from Intel. That's one of the things Google did with its Pixel. It ran i5 processors and i3 processors. And there's another thing that's kind of interesting that is actually a larger story, which is that Google may be eliminating the, I don't want to say it out loud, okay, Google, features from the Chromebook, you know, where you invoke Google Assistant. Actually, it's not Google Assistant, it's Google something.
Something, voice search or whatever it is.
Seems like it's Assistant.
See, this is the confusion that is the problem. And so I think they're heading toward, hopefully, a thing that when you talk to any Google thing, you know you're talking to the assistant. And that would be very nice. That's essentially what Apple does with Siri. There's only one A word at Amazon, even though that's widely distributed.
Right.
And so when you get to Google, it's always been, well, it's like, is it Google Now? Is it this? Right. Is it that? And they really need to centralize that. I think it's a good thing. It's mostly branding.
So the other rumor is, at least according to code in the OS repository, there will be a dedicated assistant key, which I like. I mean, I have it on Bixby, but who wants to talk to Bixby, right?
Nobody.
On the Samsung Galaxy.
You mean as a keyword?
No, a key, a physical like button that you'd press to say and then start talking. So I like that because I think a lot of times you feel kind of dopey saying "Okay, Goog," and then talking. So I like.
Can you also say "Okay, you know who"?
This is what I'm reading from an article in Laptop Magazine, but I think that they may be quoting Chrome Unboxed, which is a Chromebook Chrome OS blog.
Right.
They say that that the code in the repository suggests Google plans to deprecate OK Google functionality. Now, I'm not sure if that's in only Chrome OS. I mean, that's what they know, but I wonder if Google might even be doing it in a more global way. I don't know.
And I suspect they will. What they really should do, what I'd really love to see Google do, and they probably won't do it, but they should have another hardware product, which would be earbuds, be hearables.
I know you're a big fan of Apple's AirPods.
Big fan of them, yeah. But the way Google should work is that it should automatically connect to whichever device is nearby that it already has permissions to connect. And then when you talk to the Google Assistant, you can just do that. You can just talk. It'll be like the A word from Amazon, the Echo, and that would be killer because we're moving to a world where we just talk. It'd be like Star Trek, and our virtual assistant talks back, and other companies, namely Amazon and Apple, are starting to take over that space, even though Google had the best assistant first. And I'd love to see them get back into it with more hardware like the Home, but also like these AirPods. Apple AirPods are wonderful.
The way they work is you double tap them to get Siri to listen.
Yes.
And that is hit or miss, I think.
It is. It's problematic.
It also hurts your ear.
Yeah.
I'd
like to have it be keyword triggered. I think that would be perfectly fine. Or maybe have an user setting that you could do one or the other. Either way, we're going to the world where we just talk and something whispers in our ear. Let's get there. Let's hurry up and get there. There
is a Wake on Voice capability that is in the Chromebook Eve repository. So, but I think key mapping. I decided to read the original article by Gabriel Brangers in Chrome Unboxed, chromeunboxed.com. So this would be the first time a Google Assistant is on a Chrome OS device, and again distinguishing it from Google Search, voice search.
Yeah.
He says we've been tracking the new Chromebook Eve for some time now, and the longer we do, the more intriguing it becomes. So he's mentioning this. And here's the snippet, special keyboard mapping for Eve project. The keyboard has an extra assistant key. The commit looks to add key mapping for some combination of the 8 key and another key, yet to be discovered. The wake on voice capability has been added to Chromebook Eve, so it does, I guess, still wake on voice.
Okay.
But see, that's why I'm puzzled, because the article that I was reading in Laptop Magazine said they were going to deprecate. Oh, I guess they're deprecating OK.
Yeah.
You know who.
Okay, you know who, but they could do, yeah.
I agree with you.
They're switching.
You have to have a trigger of some kind, whether it's a button or a voice. But I love it I loved the Moto X where you could say whatever you wanted. I thought that was much better. It's more secure, obviously, because people don't necessarily know your passphrase.
The problem with the Moto X, excuse me, is that you'd have to take it out of your. I mean, this is first world problems. You have to take it out of your pocket.
Right.
What'd be ideal would be to have a Chromebook closed in your backpack or sitting in the seat next to you in the car,
Powering
and you could just
those
talk.
earbuds.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
I would like that.
Okay.
I mean, they do have the technology's almost there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know when I'm sitting at home and I've got my phone out and I've got Google Home in the same room and I say the trigger word and ask it a question, they both hear me.
Yes.
And it'll say answering on another device.
It always seems to answer when you're on the phone. It'll wake up the phone, but it always seems to answer on the home, right?
It's like it has a built-in preference in the software.
Yeah. On the Amazon Echo, because it has those beamforming array mics, it knows what you're closest to. So I almost always wake up multiple echoes when I say it because I have a booming voice. And but the one that answers me is always the one nearest me. Huh. And that's how it should be.
Mike, there's one other thing you need though. For that laptop in your backpack, you need a cellular connectivity on it.
Oh yeah. You definitely need that.
And that's
sure.
I miss that so much from the first Pixel. I would kill for that. And the same with my my Pixel C.
Yep.
I feel. By the way, Mike is. Oh no, you're not. I keep making that mistake. You're using an iPad. It looks like you're using a Pixel C, but it's not. It's an iPad.
That's right.
But he is using a tablet, like you do, Jeff.
Yeah. And I have the SIM card in there, so I have data, and it's unlimited data plan. So I'm like. That's heaven. That's you got to have that. I think.
You're going to be a nomad,
absolutely.
Does it work overseas?
I have to get a SIM card at the local,
but then it
SIM
does.
card, but then it does.
Yeah, I think I think that's a special case because I think the reason they stopped putting it in is because everybody already is paying for data on their phone, and nowadays almost everybody has the ability to hotspot from their phone, and so now admittedly
Leo,
it's not as fast.
That's what. No, and that's a matter of the business model. What you should be able to do is connect all your SIMs in one account.
Yep.
Yes.
Right, and just have it take from the same pool. If you can do that among family members, why can't you do that among devices?
Exactly.
You can actually. AT&T, if you buy the new Android 2 watch, you have a choice of having its own phone number and its own SIM, or using an app on your phone to use data from
right.
I'm not sure how it works, but I gather that it's a handoff, data handoff.
Well, Google's Project Fi, you get your main account, and then you can get up to 10, I think, additional SIM cards.
I keep meaning to do that. That would be on the Fi account.
Oh.
It's on the same. The problem is it's not cheap anymore. When they first came out, it was like, oh my gosh, look at these prices. But now there's all these unlimited things, and deals have gotten much better. And now Google Fi is kind of on the pricey side. You keep using a lot of data, you're going to pay for all that data. It's in a way, it's kind of a
boy. It's Mike. Isn't it the best thing abroad? I love it.
Yes, and I
don't live abroad like you do, but when I go abroad, the Fi is just great.
So, can I shop on the Fi store? Where would I do that? Manage plan maybe, or because I've got apparently I have 5 devices, which I didn't know about. Wait a minute, that can't be right. Are people buying SIM cards on my account? 5 devices.
Your monthly cost says $70.
Oh, these are okay. These are old devices. Okay, so here's where you do it. I get it. So I should probably get rid of these inactive devices. These are old Nexus 6, the old Pixel.
You could employ a full-time person just getting rid of your inactive devices.
I have so much that I should just
a separate person just for Amazon.
So add a data-only SIM using any compatible device or try to data coverage, and that's the same $10 a month.
Yeah,
$10 a gigabyte, I should say.
Right.
And then what do they charge you to get a SIM? Oh,
nothing. It's free. They'll just send you a free SIM. They'll send you several free SIMs. They want you to use data. Think about it. And the best thing about Google Fi is the clarity in the pricing model. So if I'm going to be in the U.S. for 3 months, I just pause service for 3 months, and they charge me nothing during those months. And then when I'm going to go abroad again, I just reactivate it. Half an hour later, I'm on the network in the foreign country, and it works really great. The only problem is that I use way too much data for this plan. I think I ran up a bill of like $100 in a couple of hours recently. And
yeah, I signed up for Google Fi recently, and I work on the ferry now, back and forth to work in the morning, the afternoon.
Oh, and it works?
So,
like even when you're in the bay, in the middle?
It's spotty, but I can get a connection. That's the reason I got Fi, was because it will jump around from tower to tower, right?
Yeah, it uses
so I was
US
like, well, I'll try it
Cellular,
out.
Sprint, and T-Mobile, and Wi-Fi, so it'll find the best, if it can find anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so I figured I'd try it out. Unfortunately, I'm using about 7 gig a month. So I think I'm going to go back to T-Mobile's one plan, their unlimited plan, because I just can't.
That's the cutoff.
I can't justify it.
That's the cutoff, because you have to pay $20 for voice and text, and then $10 per gigabyte. So you're paying $90 now, whereas you could go to a T-Mobile $70 or $80 plan.
Exactly.
So you're right at the
now,
cutoff.
if Google can somehow take Google Fi and make it unlimited, that would be.
Yep.
Forget about it. There would be no other.
Yeah.
That'd be killer.
Yeah.
By the way, there is a Google Fi referral challenge. So we can all fight over which Fi code. Who's Google Fi code? I think all 4 of us use Fi. That's interesting. Of course, it is this week in Google, but. So I guess the reason I bring this up is because Jeff is desperate for a new Pixel.
Yes.
And it sounds like this Eve will be the Chromebook to get whenever it comes out. It's got to be fairly close.
Yeah, because the Samsung Pro and the Asus C302 are good, but they're only 4 gigs of onboard memory.
You want an 8 gig machine. You want an i5 processor.
Yeah.
Touch screen, good screen. This the screen will be 3.2. According, this is all stuff gleaned from the Chrome OS repository. It's there's something in the, it's called double click. I don't know what that is. This is from Laptop Magazine. The third more perplexing rumor that Google Chrome Unbox uncovered is it can respond to a double tap similar to the Chromebook Pixel.
On the external, when it's closed, you can double tap on the case.
Oh,
now
right.
See the
But
power.
that wakes up that LED
so it could do
bar.
other things.
Yeah,
it could do other things.
It's unclear what this will do, but Eve apparently doesn't have a light bar like the Pixel C does. Commits refer to some LEDs, but we don't know what they'll do. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So this is the code repository for Chrome OS, and as new devices come out, they start to add code specific to those devices, and that's what. Since it's open source, that's what these guys are looking at. Other rumors, fingerprint reader, like that. 2400 by 1600 touchscreen display, that's good. That's 3x2, which the current one is.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah, 3x2. Yep. So it sounds like a good, sounds like something to wait for, Jeff. If I'm going to be a betting man, what do you guys think? The current rumor, we're back in the rumor sphere again, but the current rumor is the next Pixel will be announced in October after Apple's event, not before. So that's only a few months off. That would be a logical time to announce the 1 or 2 new phones and a new Chromebook. It's a little late for back to school, though. If you wanted to get back to school, you'd want to do it now.
Yeah. But I'm not sure the schools. That's not a device for schools.
It's too high end.
It's too high end. The rest of the Chrome OS,
the cheaper
device,
ones.
yeah, and that's a whole benefit.
I bought Michael's entering is going to be a freshman in high school. I bought him the Samsung Chromebook Plus, which I really like.
Yeah,
that's a really nice, lightweight, powerful, but easy to use machine.
Right.